What's up, Aries? Welcome to Karma Light Readings. I'm Karma. I hope you guys are doing great, and thank you so much for clicking on this video and coming to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you subscribe. So we are going to do the 4-card check-in. You guys, actually all of the zodiac signs really seemed to like it when I did that. Of course, I do clarify. So we're going to do 4 cards in regards to a particular situation. I don't know what that situation will be. It just depends on what Spirit wants to talk about. We'll take a look at the past, present energy. We're also going to take a look at what steps of action Spirit thinks you should take and the probable outcome if you take those steps of action. If at any time you resonate with this reading, please go ahead and hit the like button. Understand that this is a general reading, okay? Not every Aries is going to connect with this reading. It really just depends on what plane of existence and collective Spirit wants to talk about today. I don't have any control over that. So I really just let Spirit take over. It's not something that I choose, contrary to popular belief. If you would like a more specific reading that pertains to your personal situation, you need to book a personal reading. There's a link in the description box below that will take you to my Etsy shop. You can see the things that I offer and the different types of readings that I offer as well. All right, darling Aries. Let's take a look and see what the Spirit want to talk about today. What is the past energy of this situation that we're going to be talking about, please? You have the Sun. Current energy of the situation is the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Some of you could be right there at the cusp of Taurus. You don't have to be. The steps of action that Spirit wants you to take in regards to this situation is the 9 of Wands, resilience. Probable outcome should you take that step of action is the 4 of Pentacles. On the bottom, you do have the 7 of Pentacles, okay? This speaks of perseverance and really pushing through. Yeah, to the 8 of Pentacles. All right. 7 of Pentacles to the 8 of Pentacles, really pushing through and being dedicated to getting something in order or getting something right. I also feel like there's something to do here about overcoming some type of, I don't want to say fear, but there's something that's kind of been keeping you held back a little bit. All right, we're going to go ahead and tap into this. I have the 6 of Cups to the 8 of Cups, a little bit of self-reflection, isolation here. Recent past in your energy is the Sun. So there was expansion. There was growth. There was excitement. There was positivity. There was a moment of, okay, Lord, you see me. You recognize me. I'm not alone. Something started to make sense. I feel like this was some type of victory and liberation possibly as well from a situation. What is the Sun? Yeah, justice. It was some type of liberation, some type of success, or maybe if you had a legal issue or work issue or contractual obligation, you either completed it, it was fulfilled, it looks as though it worked out in your favor. The truth was shown, the truth was revealed. I just heard your name was cleared. So for some of you, if this was somebody that was gossiping or somebody that was trying to throw you under the bus, your name was cleared from a situation. And then you have the 8 of Cups to the Star. So you were able to retreat from a situation, leave a situation that was, why do I keep feeling like somebody was doing something to you? Because I just heard tarnish. So was somebody trying to like tarnish your reputation? With the Star though, that's divine healing and washing over a situation and letting, I feel like somebody was just trying to like, okay, Spirit, let me get it out. Because I saw the 5 of Swords. That's just nothing but manipulation and boo-boo communication. Like whatever they can say to make you look bad. And for a minute, it may have kind of held you trapped, like somebody was believing it. But then with justice and the Ace of Swords, again, in the Sun, the truth was revealed. You have been redeemed of this situation. So the current energy right now is the Hierophant. Welcoming new opportunities. I feel a great sense of satisfaction that things are now on the right path or right track, and you feel as though it's all coming together. You're like, yes, I knew it. I knew I wasn't, lying or whatever. I was going to say I knew I wasn't stupid, but maybe that's for some of you, but not all of you. But like I knew I sensed it. I knew what was going on. If somebody's trying to gaslight you, it's like, see, I told you so. Yeah, it's definitely a feeling of redemption. What is the Hierophant for the current? To the Five of Pentacles. So did you lose some colleagues over this? I don't know, because when I see the Hierophant, this is like official business. I don't know. It's a community. School, work. People you go to church with. People that you're close to. But you knew what you were talking about the whole time. That's what's killing me here. And people really weren't listening to you, but you have been redeemed. Some of you may have lost a certain... you may have lost colleagues here, or you felt as though you were going to hit rock bottom. There could have been a job loss or a financial loss as well. Somebody trying to take you to the cleaners. This Knight of Wands with the Seven of Swords, they were trying to instigate something, a betrayal. This was a very sneaky person. Somebody was not being honest. There was hidden motives here. You may have sensed this, or you're currently sensing this. If your intuition is telling you that this is going to result in a loss, I would listen to it. This is interesting because I just saw you have a success. And now I see you kind of looking at a situation with a higher wisdom and knowledge. It's because of what you went through. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So because of this past thing that you overcame, now you have a keen eye in discerning the energy that is around you. And I think that you can sense that something may not be a good opportunity, or you feel that something is off here. I feel like you're in the process of restoration. That's my neighbor's air conditioning unit. It's right next to my window. It's so loud. I apologize. Can you tell me more about the Hierophant and the Five of Pentacles? Also feeling like somebody has lost all hope in a situation. I don't think it's you though, because you're showing up as having pretty strong faith. Yeah, Three of Wands, holding on to the vision. So if you've lost a connection, work, colleagues, something along those lines, if that connection has been severed, I feel like it was on purpose. Eight of Swords and the Three of Wands, because whatever your vision is, whatever you're in the process of building and creating, it's meant just for you. Like Spirit is saying, don't lose sight of the vision just because of what you've experienced or what you've been through, especially not after you were just vindicated here. You're going to come through this. This is just a difficult moment, but Spirit is like, please hold on. Continue to push forward. Continue to have the strength and the belief and the faith that this too shall pass, and that what you are waiting for is on its way to you. Yeah, because your steps of action from Spirit is the Nine of Wands. It says resilience on the bottom. This is not something for you to give up on. This is for something you're going to overcome. You shall overcome. The Four of Pentacles in this disc, Spirit is in this deck, says stability on the bottom. I feel like that's where you're moving to, because whatever ground you were on prior was not stable, and it had to do with the redemption that you went through, or whoever was creating the lies and the manipulation. What is the Nine of Wands for the steps of action Aries needs to take? What is the Nine of Wands, please? The Ten of Swords. To the Chariot, to the Two of Cups, to perspective, to the Three of Pentacles, okay? Nine of Wands. Something may look like it's ending. There's a moment of despair. Maybe that's where this Five of Pentacles is coming from. And Spirit is telling you to stand tall. Whatever is coming up against you is not as strong as you think it is. This too shall pass. You have to have resilience in your moments of despair, because I do feel like you could be under some type of attack. As soon as you stand up against this, and this is spiritual warfare, by the way, even if it's happening in the physical, even if it's somebody or a group of people or somebody who's trying to come up against you in the physical, at the core, this is a spiritual warfare battle. And that's where you win. Because as soon as you stand up, see this wand in the center? As soon as you stand up in your power and your energy, everything falls into alignment. Now we have the Eight of Wands pointing at you, asking you, what do we need to do? Lay all of the crap down and keep pushing forward. Don't lose sight of the vision. I feel as though whatever you're currently experiencing, Aries, is so that you can discover the dead weight that needs to be clipped off, whether it's people, places, things, your own perceptions, your own beliefs, changing the way that you do something. Yeah, the Chariot. Going in a different direction. Things are going to pick up and move very, very quickly. The illusion is that things are not working out as planned, to get you in a space of despair so that you don't stand up in your power, so that you don't fight back. But I don't see you backing down, which is good. That's what this Nine of Wands is about. They know that you're exhausted. They know that you're tired. But this is the final battle in this particular cycle and lesson. That's why you've got the 9 and the 10. It's coming to an end, okay? The probable outcome, should you do this, is the Four of Pentacles. Everything that you've experienced is connected, okay? And in those connections of difficulties, trials, and tribulations, it's all connected to your vision and your goal to give you a proper foundation that is unbreakable, okay? It's unbreakable. That's what's going to create this stability, because you can take things from each situation, you can hold it dear to your heart and in your mind, and you can learn how to use your discernment to say, okay, now that I know that and I know how to work through that, let me take what I learned over here, what I learned over here, let me bring them together. This is the foundation that I'm standing on. You cannot break me. What is this Four of Pentacles for the outcome? What is this Four of Pentacles, please, for the outcome of Aries? The Empress. 2, the Page of Pentacles, overcoming your fear. You have a vision. This is what you're building. This is what you're creating. The Empress, that's everything finally falling into place and coming into fruition in the physical world. You have to stop focusing on the fears, okay? Because this Page of Pentacles is about manifestation to the Nine of Swords, fear and anxiety. Do not give into those fears, those illusions, and those anxieties, or else they will become reality. The universe, to get everything into alignment. Let things fall away. Death and the High Priestess. This is spiritual warfare, 100%. You're coming out of a difficult cycle here so that you can step into, male or female, stepping into your divine feminine energy, the Empress. This is about taking everything that you've stood for, taking everything that you've worked so hard for, and now giving birth to it in the physical. The empire that you are building is here. It's been built. Now you're going to live in it. What are the closing messages, please, for Aries? What do we need to know? Peace and stability. What do we need to know? Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. That's what I've been saying. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And the final message here for Aries. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. On the bottom it says forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring any resentment towards others blocks the flow of love and abundance to me. That's very powerful. Forgiving all situations so that you can release that energy from yourself, so that you don't carry the weight and the burden of other people's karmic lessons. Because that's what happens when we hold on to that resentment and that pain from what other people have done to us. We're actually preventing people from receiving their karma. Same goes for people holding on to resentment for us, right? So we haven't got to learn certain karmic lessons, or we haven't had to repay karma on certain things if somebody's still harboring guilt. We have to set ourselves free from all of that. All right, Aries, I send you guys so much love. If you want a more detailed, longer reading about your personal situation, please check out my Etsy. It is in the description box below. Bye.